guys, and welcome to today's video where I will be doing another unboxing. Now, a little while ago I set up a mealworm breeding colony in something like, actually it was one of these pods. I currently have more worms in here and they are doing absolutely fine. However, my mealworms, the aim was that you have the mealworms in one pod. When they pupate, you take that pupa, you put it in a second pod, they will eventually hatch out. But I would move these pupa into a separate tub and find them being eaten alive by mites. Now, I've since found out that these mites may have just been soil mites. They just feed on the dead. But the thing is, the pupa weren't dead. They were just easy targets, I guess. So as soon as I saw those mites, I didn't want another mite infestation, even if it was just soil mites, and I threw the whole lot out. I still have the mealworms, and I actually put them in a different container. So I moved the mealworms into this old cricket tub. It looks dirty, it's not, it's just the plastic's really old. But it's well ventilated, and I was worried with the other pods that maybe the ventilation wasn't great, maybe it got too humid, I don't know. And I just wanted them to at least dry out and, you know, remove old food easily. So they've been doing well in here. However, I think we need a new enclosure. So highgradeinsects.com reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to try out one of their breeding setups. So I said, yeah, let's give it a go, because I don't really have anything else at the moment. I do like to breed mealworms. They're probably one of the easier feeder insects to breed. They don't smell, they don't really, well, they might smell a little bit, but nowhere near as bad as crickets. I refuse to breed crickets. So I'm a fan of breeding mealworms. I just need something to do it in. Okay, so the first thing you get in this kit, and I'll link this kit below if you want to try it out yourself, is this whole booklet, which is actually really good because there's a lot of places you buy things and you don't get to know all of the information. And obviously if you're going to do this, you should probably know, but if you're new to breeding, this can come in very handy, and I am going to read through it. I've bred mealworms for a long time, but you can always learn something new. Okay, so this is it. And in these drawers we have different things. So the first drawer, got this mesh. The second drawer, it looks like we have some animals. Very interesting. Okay, we'll look at that in a moment. I'll put them up here so they're nice and safe. And then in the bottom drawer, we have some tweezers and some disposable gloves. We also have clay. And I believe these are oats or bug grub. So then we have mealworms, and as you saw, I already had mealworms, but if you didn't, and obviously you wanted to get a kit and just start off, you got some food here. It actually looks like, because I've seen some pupa in here already, so they're probably pupated since, but it looks like he's actually separated out some pupa for me, or pupae, so you can see. And then this looks like a second tub of mealworms. So once again, if you don't have any, you don't have to go buy them separately. If you want to buy this kit, they'll come with it. Okay, so we're going to start with the bottom drawer because I believe that's for the pupae. So I'm going to put a bit of this in. I don't think they really need substrate, but I'll put a little bit in. And basically, I believe you put them in the bottom, so when they hatch out as beetles, you can easily remove them and put them in the top. So at this live stage, they won't need any food or anything. You just really want to put them in here. Another thing is, if you don't, like, obviously if you're watching this, you probably want to breed your mealworms, but if you do just keep mealworms and all of a sudden you have loads of these, you can still feed these to your geckos. So the middle drawer is actually for the mealworms. So I'm going to put some of this in. Now you may be wondering, why was there clay included? Well, this is so you can make your own food bowls. So you may find if you use cardboard and stuff, it can get quite smelly and it gets wet from the food. If you're using just this bran and you put wet food in, that can go a bit funny. So I guess the idea is you make your own food bowls for the mealworms, and clay's a lot better with dealing with things like this. Now, to me this feels like air dry clay, so I'm going to make some little food bowls, leave them overnight and let them dry before I put them in. Don't judge. But I've made some weird looking food bowls, but I made like 4 big food bowls, 2 sort of medium food bowls. I figured I can use some for the mealworms, some for the worms, and my crickets. I think some of these bigger ones will be really good for the crickets, but I will leave these to air dry. Now, once your pupae hatch out, you put the beetles in here. Now, as I said, this has a mesh bottom, so when they lay their eggs, the idea is the eggs will drop through, eventually hatching out into your mealworm colony. So it's been a few days and my dishes, my masterpieces, are now dry. So I figured what I would do with like the mealworms is use a dish like this, which is quite low. So if I put food in like this, they can easily get to it. Crickets can have like a deeper bowl because they can jump in, same with the beetles. So let's go and add these in. Oh, we have a freshly hatched beetle as well. It's all kicking off today. Okay, we'll get to the beetle in a moment. And this is basically to try to prevent the bedding getting like disgusting, and hoping the food will stay on top. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of food in for them. But knowing mealworms, I must say, they do tend to drag stuff like this down. So we'll see. This is why I've kind of done it at the same height. So that's what I'll do for now. Now onto the beetle. So like in the other drawers, the beetle will require some bedding. So we're just gonna pop a bit of this, and I open the bag at just the most awkward angle. And obviously some of the bedding's going to drop through, and this will actually drop through into the mealworms. So if there are any eggs as well, they should drop through. And now we're going to give the beetle a little food dish. And I'm sure there'll be more beetles to join soon, but because there's only the one, I'm not going to put in a load because it will go off. That is basically the entire life cycle of a mealworm or a darkling beetle in one setup. So we have the beetle that lays the eggs, which become mealworms, which then pupate, which then hatch out and become beetles. And we can store that all in this unit, and if it does work where the eggs will drop through the mealworms, it's less sorting for me, so that's always handy. I'm sure I've missed some pupa, but generally if you have beetles, they tend to hang out near the top rather than mealworms like burrowing down, so you should be able to pick them out quite easily. But yeah, thank you to HighGradeInsects.com for sending me this to review. I will leave links below if you're interested yourself. And thank you to you guys for watching. If you haven't already, please subscribe. But thank you and goodbye.